last we're going to be doing a solo overnight camp. First time in a long time, since January. I wanted to do one solo overnight camp every month throughout the year, but nowadays it just don't seem to happen. Big social event calendar, I guess, but there you go, that's cool all the same. But I do miss the solo overnighters, and you guys who have done solo camps before know where I'm coming from. It's quite a humid day, 73% humidity. It's dropped down to 25 degrees C, which is welcome because it's been 31 yesterday. We've got some big thunderstorms coming soon. So I don't want to waffle too much. I'm going to crack on and make an A-frame bed so I'm off the ground. And I'm relatively using natural camouflage in my surroundings to stay away from a path not too far away. So without further ado, let's start making a bed, shall we? Well, luckily, just broke a little twiggy off there. Sorry you can't see my head, but can't get you one shot. Oh, trying to keep the bag off the ground because, as I say, it's wet everywhere. Yeah, that'll do. Well, some of you guys have seen this pack before. I've taken the rocket pouches off the side. I don't really need too much space for it. I'm not taking too much. Well, not for my standards anyway. This is, it's been out for about 18 months, issued to the British Army. It's the latest patrol pack that you're issued with when you go out in the Middle East. It's not too bad. I've seen better, if I'm honest. But for the stuff we're doing today, it's more than up for the job. And to make it a bit extra, I've just chucked 3 Osprey pouches on the back. And that little gadget I'm going to try out tonight from All Outdoor One. Cheers, Alex. It's quite cool because you've got these little pouches on the side, and I've just put all of my food there. That's backup food because I'm hoping to be doing some rabbit, squirrel, pigeon, that sort of thing later on, but a bit more about that later. So those of you who want to see the pack, there she is. And incidentally, those little patches you can get on eBay, they're called Zap patches. You can design your own. Pretty popular, which is cool. Yeah, there's some more rations on that side, and that's basically what we've got going on there with the pack. Nice, simple, lightweight, not a problem. Right, before we do anything, and this is quite an important rule of thumb which I always use, and it's easy to get sidetracked, but believe me, it will pay dividends. See these? Very important. First thing to do, in my opinion, is shelter before anything else. We're due rain within the next 2 hours, really heavy, thundery downpours, so I need to put shelter up. But before I put my shelter up, I need to make sure that I've cleared any things like this which are going to get in the way to put my shelter above my head to give me working room. Now always, I put a pair of good workable gloves in my side pockets of my trousers. That's where they live all the time, so I know where they are. I haven't got to worry, forget, remember, all the rest of it. All in my pack somewhere, they're always in my trousers. So protect your hands, because you're going to be handling scrub and all sorts of things. One, it's going to protect your hands from getting cut, splinters, blisters, and 2, it's going to keep them clean. So if you do need to eat, drink, or scratch your eye or whatever, you're not going to be covered in muck. So the first thing, get your hands protected. And I know it's hot, and I know it's a bitch, but I'd rather have hot sweaty hands than dirty ones covered in splinters and whatnot. So let's clear a working area with the old knife and get shelter set up. Well, you know, the most important thing to put in the top before you do anything else is your shelter kit, and it's something I've always abided by, really. And there it is. I've got an MTP basher for the first time, given its first test out in the rain, so we're going to see how good it is compared to the DPM one I've been issued with. So that's your shelter kit, first thing. Now another important thing, which is you should get on your person as soon as, is a suitable knife. Now this one was, it's got a bit of a story to this. The sheath was made by Wessex Blades, my dear friend Scott over in Somerset, where they drink cider a lot. It's got all sorts on there, and I've recently sharpened the little one. I've had to re-profile the edge completely because in my opinion, for a blade that size, it needs to be quite lean and sharp. But it was too bullet shaped. It wasn't sharp enough. So that's been crudely hand sharpened, as is the Glock machete. So I'm going to get that on my belt now and crack on. Well, there she is. I've opted for the dangle option, which Scott's put onto the sheath. Just makes it nice and easy. It's not going to be strapped in the way and getting in the way. So yeah, looking forward to getting the old bad boy out and cracking on with some work. Every time you draw the knife out the sheath, always hold it on the blunt side. Never ever, I don't care how good your sheath is, never hold it on the sharp side. Always that side. Make sure it's nice and safe. I've reprofiled the edge on the top there. Made it a lot leaner than what it was. Oh, it's coming in clear, I don't know why. There you go. Yeah. When you're doing shelters and stuff, you always want something capable. That's a good size, that. And they're only about 20-30 quid, so it's very good value. Hand lanyard, very important. Ever since my mishap a few years ago, always, and all my larger knives use that. And all I do, put it through the thumb, turn it around and over. So if it does fly out of your hands, it's not going to go smashing into your leg. Well, I'm in amongst the house of 1,000 prickles. The dreaded ivy tree, sorry, the holly tree. We're only going to be clearing up to there a few branches. There's tons of leaf above it, so it's not actually going to kill the tree. In fact, it might do it some good thinning it out because it's really damp and humid down there. Also, when you are chopping, or as far back from the hand as you can, just gives you loads more action regarding chopping. Also, always cut away from you. Never ever cut down. Never ever do that. Trust me, I learned the hard way. So always back cut or cut that way. Yeah. So just going to finish off this little bit here. It's quite good because all of the bits I'm chopping off, which are pretty much dead anyway, is going to form like sort of temporary scrim around the camp area. And also a little bit further out on the perimeter, I put along sort of visible pathways, so if someone does creep along, crack, you get the idea. Right, as you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 trees, all in pretty much a perfect square, which is brilliant. I've got cam that side, a little bit at the back. So what I said earlier, all of the stuff that's on the floor, which are chopped from the low levels of these trees, I say some of it was dead, I'm just going to use to sort of fill in the blanks, so I've got pretty much good protection all the way around. So yeah, let's get all this off the floor and make a barrier. Well, as you can see, there's the full trees, and we've got a nice clear platform underneath. As you can see, it's all about 6.5 to 7 feet before the first branch actually comes out. So we've got loads of room above us. As I said, all of the stuff I picked off that I chopped has been pretty much strategically placed where any gaps were, just to sort of stop any prying eyes glancing over and seeing something. You're giving yourself a bit more of a chance if you do stuff like this, because the natural cover is that. So let's go and get some poles. Well, these are the poles that was left over from that bed that I made in the 80s camp video. They're just going to be reused. They've been stood up at angles on the tree, not on the ground as they are now, just so they can dry out really. Leave them on the ground, within 6 months they're going to start to rot and they'll be useless. So we're going to be using those, as well as this little boy here, this is dead and it's fallen. It doesn't appear to be too rotten, so I could be using that as well. But before we do, just in case the rain does come early, put the shelter up. That's the reason why I cleared some of the branches above head height, because I want this above head height because I'm going to be working under it. So if it does rain, I don't want it 3 foot off the ground and try to work under that. That's a bloody stupid thing to do. So the idea is put it up there in case it does rain. I can carry on building my shelter underneath and get my bed sorted out, then lower it and adjust my shelter basher accordingly. So we're looking forward to trying out one of these MTP brand new British Army issue bashers. As I said, I've always been a fan of the DPM one since the late 80s, so it'll be interesting to see how they compare really. If any of you guys not sure what this bag is, it's a British Army issue jungle sleeping bag compression sack. I've never owned the jungle sleeping bag. I'm just a fan of the 5 or 4 season one and just keep that. But these compression bags are excellent. You saw how small it was. You can compress these bashers right down to what you saw earlier. Now the first thing I'll get out of this, last thing I'll put in there, are bungees. Now on the other one I had, the DPM one, I've got elasticated cord and I bought some smaller size hooks to go on the end. That's always going to stay on there, but this is a trial run, so temporarily I'm going to be using the good old fashioned, not very stretchable, very heavy but tough and reliable basher bungees. So they go down there out of the way, and here we are. Brand new, never been used. It seems like it's the same material, very, very strong. And these are designed, if you don't know, to be used as an emergency stretcher. You double it over and you've got these hand loops here to carry on. But what was pointed out to me by Gareth BKW, because he served, and what he learned in combat was you get the corners, pull them out like this, and you tie a knot in it. If I can do it with these gloves on. Probably not, but you get the idea. You tie a knot in the end, so when you are carrying a casualty, it's physically not going to slip past the knot, because if you have got someone unconscious, they turn into a dead weight, and these, well, they have been known to break. So just a little tip there for any of you who are thinking about using a casevac or casualty evacuation. Just put a big knot on the end. It's a physical barrier, just stop your hands sliding off the end and your poor casualty hitting the deck. So let's go and get it up. Personally, I tend to use more often than not the eyelet rather than the tape tag there. It's just personal preference. It just seems, when you look at it, a lot more stronger and well made rather than just relying on that piece of webbing there. There's an age-old myth about which is the right way up to put an army basher. What side up, that side or that side? Personally, you can do any way you want. There's 2 reasons why you use 2 methods, and I'll go over that shortly. Well, as you can see, the bash is up way above. It's at least a foot above my head. It seems quite straight and all the rest of it, but what I intend to do is keep it like that. As I say, it's maximum room for me to work under. If it starts to rain, my plan is is to go to the corner which I'm furthest away from that I'm using and lower it by maybe a foot, 18 inches. So I'll get a natural slope. So if it does rain, it's not going to puddle in the middle, it's just going to run down. They're pretty much tight. They could be a bit looser, but hey ho, I'd rather have it nice and straight than a bit floppy, if you know what I mean. I explained what's the right way. The side facing uppermost, really. If you think about it, I don't know if you can see this, let's have a look, but that seam there all the way along through the middle is like a PVC coating, a really strong rubberized glue to stop any rain getting through. But as you can see, it reflects. So when you consider why they went through all that effort to camouflage it, why would you want anything shiny on the outside? Well, all you've got to do is walk around with a torch and just move it around, and the second it catches anything shiny, it's going to reflect and it's going to give your position away. So tactically, you're going to use the shiny side on the inside. If you're just going out for camping or other use, you can put it on the other side if you want. You've got that there, which is right in the middle. So if you want to if your camp is pretty secure and you're not going tactical, you can use that to pull the basher up on the outside, or if you're on the inside you can hang stuff off of it like a torch or compass or whatever. But as you can see, there's all these like ridgeline loops all the way across the top, so you can pull that out and configure that basher so many ways by doing it this way. So you haven't got to worry about, you know, what side the stitching is. Is that the top? Or is that the top? It doesn't matter. Do it whatever way you want. But if you're going tactically, which this sort of is, I don't want anyone knowing I'm here, I'm not going to have the reflective side on the outside. And that's pretty much it. Right, let's try and make one of these A-frame beds, shall we? Right, before I start chopping up the poles, I want to see roughly what sort of length to separate the two tripods apart. So what I plan to do now is use it's just a shelter sheet. They're pretty hard to find for some reason now, good ones. You can get the shiny PVC thin ones, but they're crap. These are a bit more tough and nylon ones, so they're quite hard to find, but they're very good. I used this on the 80s infantry kit video. If you want to check that out, you can see it in my video collection. Just a big shelter sheet, and it just uses poppers, and they pop together, creating like a big tube. You put your two poles in it, and you just stretch it over the two A-frames, in theory. So I'm going to lay this out on the floor lengthways, just to see what distance to make the support pole across the top, and the two side poles holding each length side of the sheet. Right. Try feeding it that way. Yeah, it's plenty big enough, and I'm 6 foot tall exactly, so gives you an idea. I've probably got about maybe 18 inches max above my head, so 7.5 foot by the look of it from down here anyway. So right, now I know what sort of length to cut my poles. Well, there's the tree stump there, which is well handy, and I'm going to leave it probably 2 feet past the end, just to give myself some space really, and just lop that off there. Right, we're going to chop this pole to length now. I've just made a little tiny crude little notch there just to let me know what sort of area to chop it. Got a nice sturdy stump, and it's important that it sits pretty much level on there and not any of this, because it will wobble and you'll probably get 3/4 of the way through and it will split back. So nice solid ground foundation there. Whew, it's very, very humid, so pardon the old heavy breathing. I've just been working like a Trojan. But what I wanted to point out for anyone who hasn't done this before is the easiest, safest way to do this is at this level, kneeling down. Now when you are kneeling down, be very, very wary that you have main arteries going up your thighs there. Very, very important that you go nowhere near that with your knife. It's bad news, believe me. So, we're going to be using the old thumb lanyard there with a good solid grip. And the most important thing is to take your time. You don't want to be doing this as fast as you can, because the chances are you're going to tire at some point. And if you keep going when you tire, it's at that point that you could do some major damage, if not to yourself or to your mate. So we're going to be kneeling back away from it, and we're just going to take our time and just chop through it. Well, because we've got these pieces sticking out there, we want to try and get them pretty much flat like this, so it's going to go into the tube without risking any puncturing really. So a good rule of thumb, that is a good barrier there. So you want to stay on this side of it, and you want to cut downwards. That way you're not going to be tempted to do any of this, miss, and give yourself an injury. So just take your time. Wow. Right, as I said before, once we've got the poles in there, we're just going to popper it together to make your tube, as it were. So there we go, the two poles. It looks pretty much like a stretcher, which invariably it could be used like that as it is. This isn't no beauty contest. If you're doing this for real, you're not going to be spending time trying to make it neat and perfect. So if it serves a purpose and it's strong enough, it's good enough. Right, all we're doing now is the tripods. So we're just going to get the wood, use the thickest end, because obviously one end's smaller in diameter than the other one. We want as strong as possible, so we're going for the thick end.
It's not about who's right or who's wrong.
The two tripods are done. It's time to tie them all up. So with that, I'll just use my paracord, and I've got access to so much paracord, I always take more than I need. I've got another 4 bundles in there, but I'm just one of those believers, you know, it's best to have too much than not enough. So let's lash these poles up and see how we get on. Well, it's not too bad in the shade. As you can see, it's cooled down to 21, but look at that humidity. Absolutely sweating like a bitch. It doesn't matter how slow you try to work, you just can't odd sweating. So it's really, really important to drink loads, and I do mean loads, and I'll show you all about that soon. Now I'm going to be using the old paracord. Gives me a chance to use this little baby here. That is a bloody razor now, absolute razor. Right, I'm just doing a bit of extra support really. Probably doesn't need it, but I think just for peace of mind, you know, I'm going to just make sure that I'm not going to be falling out, because I'm probably over 2 feet off the ground. And I'm just using the old method of cross-lacing. You just go around equal times, make sure you pull it tight in every turn, and you're just going to go over it like this, really cinch it down. And again, keep going around until you've got a nice solid lash. It just pulls it all in nice and tight. And then with the extra, we just tie it off. Well, there it is. It's not too bad really. It took about 2 hours in fairness from turning up here to now. It's 2 hours. I'm not sure whether or not I'm going to need this top support for the 2 tripods. It's not really doing much of a purpose, if I'm honest. So I'm not sure what to do. Part of me saying, yeah, keep it on there in case it rains. You can just put the shelter over the top of it to really seal yourself in. Not sure. But you know, for a first attempt, I think it went quite well. What I was hoping to do, I've got plenty of time. I've done really well actually. Was all of the gap in between here is to actually cram as much bracken as I can, because there's lots of it all in there, and then just fashion a couple of pegs, not from deadfall obviously, but for something green. All I tend to do is just to cut a split in the top there to make a peg, so I can just push it over 2 points at the end of the tube there to sort of seal it all in, otherwise it's all going to fall out at the ends. So yeah, I think I'll do that and see how I get on. And there's the lashing I told you about. It's rock solid. You can jump up and down on that and it ain't going to go nowhere. So I'm pretty chuffed with that. It's that good old 8 strand paracord, I think it is. Really tough, so it's more than capable of putting up with 13.5, 14 stone of my weight. But no, I'm quite pleased with it. I think we're going to be alright for a little nice little bed. Well, I did originally intend to, you see the top seam line of the centre of the basher there. I was planning on lining it centrally to that, so it's all nice and square. But what I found was the length of the bed tube, for want of a better expression, was quite long, and I would have ended up having 6 inches or so hanging out of each end. And with all that heavy rain forecast, I thought what I'd do is I'll just do it at 45° from apex to apex there, so I've got maximum cover. And as I say, once I've got firewood and all that sort of thing procured, that corner there I'm just going to bring right down, and the same with the other corner. It's going to be like a diamond idea really. Right, it's time to harvest some bracken now to fill up that sort of mattress to make it nice and comfortable. So, a point of note if you're thinking of doing something like this, what you want to do is, just say for argument's sake you've got an area over there which is, I don't know, a pathway for animals, a deer trail. People will tend to walk the dogs along there sort of thing. Now you want to keep as much of that bracken up there as possible. So what you want to do is think about where are there not going to be people or animals around. And the answer is, in this particular scenario, is right out there. So I'm going to harvest all my bracken from up there, keeping all of this right over there for a bit of screen cover. Well, it's the age old thing. When it looks like it's enough, you just know it's not going to be. So you just keep going. And it's going to take a while, but it's not too bad. There's so much of this stuff around, and just a little bit further than I was looking at regarding harvesting this bracken, I found some king size stuff. It's actually taller than me. So you're only going to need half the amount of those. So we've got, you know, regarding how much you actually chop. Yeah. This is primarily stuff. If it's going to be really, really cold, it's just a bit of extra insulation. Obviously comfort as well, so I'm just going to see how I get on. Maybe it's not necessary, but it's something I wanted to try out, and I'm just going to let you guys know exactly how this actually fares in the field. Yeah, great idea. You remember that little camo lantern I was sent to do a review on? Brilliant bit of kit. Love it, if I'm honest. I brought a lead off of eBay to connect from the charging device to the camcorder that you're watching this video on. And the lead only costs £3.99 delivered, and mate, it's perfect. I'm plugging it into the camcorder now because the battery was on 1 bar, which means it probably had about half an hour recording time left and it would be gone. So as well as my spare battery, I'm actually doing a lot of filming for this series. It's charging up as we speak. Wicked idea, brilliant. It saves buying another battery, because the batteries are very expensive for these cameras, and I've got two, and I was zooming an arm to buy a third one, but for the price of that £4 lead, man, it's just saved my ass. Nice idea, that. Well, in the centre of shot, that's where my bed is. We're just going to go for a little walk now, just to get some of this top drawer bracken, because as I say, we don't use any of this, because that's our natural cover. We're keeping that where it is. But over here, where there's no footpaths or nothing, this is it's pretty crazy, really. This is almost as much jungle as you can get in the UK. So I'm not sure what to call this. I'll tell you what about welcome to Brackenville, eh? Brackenville, yeah, baby. Right, this is eye height, and I'm 6 foot. That's nuts, isn't it? So all of the shelter and God knows what you can think of there. So let's get cracking. That's what I'm doing, is I'm actually cutting away from myself and throwing it into localised piles, so I haven't got to go all over the place collecting it. Just one centralised place. Just conserve your energy, really, because as you probably realise, it's hot, sweaty work doing this, and you want to keep any effort expelled to a minimum if you can help it. Something like a Tramontina or a nice lightweight long machete would be ideal for this. But this little all-purpose cheapo Glock number 2 will do the job just as well. A little bit more effort because it's more heavy, but you make up for that when you're using it for chopping. So quite pretty, isn't they? I like this stuff. Sorry for the noise in the background, by the way. It sounds like there's a little local rave going on, as well as all the motorbikes having a laugh. I suppose they're living their life as well. Can't do much about that. Any of you guys who have gone crazy with motorbikes are all too familiar with the buzz you get from going 180 miles an hour down a little back road. Something I would do myself, I just haven't got the balls to do it. In fact, I was told by a clairvoyant years ago, if I was ever to use a motorcycle, I would die on it. So that was good enough for me. I'll stay away from 2 wheels, man, that's crazy. Yeah, believe it or not, it doesn't take too long to harvest all this stuff, but it doesn't go very far once you sort of squish it all in that tube. It's gone.
Police and thieves in the street, fighting the nation with their guns and ammunition. Police
Right, rather than keep going to the end and backwards and forwards, I'll just put as much as I can in, then I'll just prod it down with this. Already getting nice and feel now, so it's looking good. This is going to be a comfortable mattress, worthy of any would-be bushcrafter. So yeah, I can't underestimate how much that you need of this stuff. And any one of you guys who's done the True Way survival course doing the lean-to shelters, as you all well know, it takes ages gathering this stuff. I've got a feeling Steph, Talif, I think he's had a little pop at that recently. He knows what I'm talking about. Right, buddy? Yeah, it's hard work, mate. Especially when it's warm and sweaty like this. but once it's done, it's done. Then it's a case of gathering all the firewood, getting that ready, prepped if need be, and just a few finalisations around camp, water procurement, etc., and then we can rest. But one of the good things about this, it keeps you fit. It's all too easy to just spunk your life away, sat on the couch watching the TV every hour that God sends. It's good to get out and do something, you know. Well, I'm learning, I don't know. This is the first time I've ever done this. And I'm learning, and I'll tell you what, I'm learning heaps. Seriously. Right, we're looking good. Right, we're back at the chopping block again. So, what I wanted to try out was, because I've stuffed the old tube full of bracken, I don't want it all coming out the ends. So I'm just making some pegs, just some splits in there, and jam it on the ends. As you can see, it's all coming out, so we don't want to be laying on that, and for that all to be coming out. So try and get them together, and we'll see how we get on. Oh, look at that, job done. I think we're good. There they are, the pegs. They're holding the ends together. Very cool. I'm not sure if I'm going to need to tie it around there with some millistands of paracord. Oh, I'm not sure, but I think we might be okay. Right, this is literally the first time I'm going to try this. So, let's just hope it don't break. If it breaks, I'm going to keep it in. Ooh. Just go for it. Just go for it. Oh man. Oh. Wow. Well, I'll tell you what. You guys who've got a bad back, you know the relief you get when you oh. You know what I mean. Man, this is comfortable. I'm not kidding there. I'm glad I put the bracket in, because I think what would have happened is what I've done last time. It was just too thin and too tight, you know. But this, it actually feels like a mattress. Oh, dude. So I'm not. I've got a wool blanket with me, but I'm only going to get it out if I think I'm going to need it. Really. I'm hoping I don't. But you never know, do you? So far so good, but I'll tell you what, I'm not too sure about this. It's not really serving much purpose. I might just take it out of the way. I don't want to get up and be like forgetting, knock myself out. So I think we're doing good. Right, after all that, I think it's time to get some water, because I've only brought 1 litre of water with me, and that's not going to last too long in conditions like this. So I'm going to go over pouch number 1 and show you what's inside it. Right. These pouches are pretty cool because they're all waterproof, as you can see. I'm not really a fan of Velcro, so I might have to cover that up. Just hate the noise of it. Right, first things first, a Milbank bag. Now, when you get these from new, you have to wash them. All I've done was just filled up a sink with hot water fairy liquid, give it a good scrub, and rinse the hell out of it for ages, and just put it upside down and let it dry naturally. And she's pretty much good to go for first stage water filtration. There's the instructions there, plain and simple. I mean, mate, how can you lose? So first things first is a Milbank bag rolled up inside there, some water purification tablets sealed in a little sealy bag, a litre of water. As you can see, it's Osprey, genuine issue. There's fake ones out there, so please, if you are going to be doing stuff like this, try and get something original, because they're going to last you a lifetime. You won't have to buy another one unless you seriously mistreat it and screw the top up. But mate, if you look after your kit, you know, It's going to be around for a long, long time. I've had this since day one, as you can see. Genuine. And I'll tell you what, you have to go a long way to beat a set of KFS like this. In my opinion, they're perfect. The knife is just the right size. So is the fork. And the spoon is very generous, which is important. So that is my all-time classic favourite. Never going to change that. And trying to get everything to fit inside of each other is the key. A lot of people strive to find it. But here's my my old faithful Crusader Canteen. I did get this black. I think is it PTFE or whatever coating on there. Crap, it all flaked off, so I spent ages clearing it all out from the inside. So if I can recommend you guys to get on these for the first time, get the silver one. Yeah, don't piss around with the black one, it's not worth it. And the heavy duty lid sits in the bottom. They're a lot of money, of course they are, but I ummed and ahmed for 2 years before buying one. And yeah, I struggled with tin foil and tried to make my own and all the rest of it, but I'm glad I got this, because with that mug, that's all I really need. I don't really need a mess tin, it's just right for me. So always goes with me. And that is it. That is my water system. Right, I just had to nip out for maybe just over an hour and a half, something like that. Got a text from a friend of mine. I've been chatting to a few times online via YouTube. He doesn't want to let himself known, so he's going to remain anonymous. Got me some dinner, so I'm going to be sorting those out pretty soon. But first of all, as I said earlier, I've got to get some water and get some firewood for a fire. We're against time, it's 20:30, so we better get a move on. In the background it sounds like a festival a few miles away, so apologies for the lack of peace and quiet that we usually share together, but it is what it is. And yeah, rabbit for evening meal and rabbit for breakfast. Very nice. Well, I can recommend this, guys. This is brilliant stuff, 100% DEET, and you need something, look at that, for 10 hours. Very cool. A good little thing to have in your bug out bag, especially when you're packing one for summertime. Mate, without this, you're going to get so messed up out here. Believe me, you really would. Right then, time for some water, as we said. We're going to be using the Milbank bag. Now, I know it's been soaked and washed before, but you do have to do it again. It just makes it easier and quicker to filter. Now it's relatively soft. We're just going to capture the water and quickly run up there and filter it. Well, hopefully, yep, the S-speeder's got that. It's just at the line, which is very, very, very fortunate. But there's the bag with the S-speeder hanging, and I'm filtering it and collecting it in a clear bag. Now, I tested the bag before I come out, make sure it didn't leak, because that would have been a schoolboy error if I didn't. And it's not looking too bad. I wouldn't want to drink it straight from there. I'm going to boil it first. Right, pouch number 2. We have a candle in a tin, courtesy of K Jumper 1. Cheers, Ken. Well, I've got to be quiet now because there's some people turned up. I've asked them to leave. I don't really want them, don't worry. So I'm going to do this in quiet. Right. Another backup lighter, just in case. I don't really want to use them because I've got this shit going on. There's 2 guys on planet Earth who know what this is. Soon all of you are going to know. I'll open her up. Sorry for the glare. I should get a less powerful torch. Very special tin. Of a very special coin. Never ever lose that out. What we have in here. A Ranger band, of course. Now towards tin. With a selection of old-fashioned goodies. Crample, some flint, some chaga, and some charcloth. A selection of. Got some fatwood, which I'll put into a bag because it is very, very hot and it was starting to leak resin everywhere. I didn't want it messing up my pouches. So I've got a couple of bags keeping it all together. And a big bag of dried grass. Because I thought it was going to be hacking it down with rain. I didn't want to just chance my ass just walking around trying to find something dry in this wet wilderness. And that's it. Pouch 2 empty. Well, here we go with the goodies. And the back of the Glock sheath. We've got a cool file. This was kindly given to me by Sir Bruce, as Scott and I call him, Nebulex. It's a Martindale proper file. And there's said tinder bundle. I'm going to go simple this time and choose charcloth. I've tried chaga before, and you have to get the chaga without anything black on it, on the outside of it. But the problem is, most of the chaga I've got, it's all got a black piece on there. So we're going to use a very, very generous piece, because I've got loads of it. And it's 21:30 now, it's getting really, really late. Let's try and choose a piece of flint. Bigger the better, I'd say. Alright, let's put that up there so it doesn't get lost. I'm going to fold that over. I reckon about there. Yeah, we got it. Yep, she's going good. Right, so we're going to put that in the tinder bundle. Let's see how we get on. Wow, that wasn't so hard, was it? And we've got some dry sticks there, so hopefully they're dry enough to take, because I don't want to be doing this all night. That's pretty impressive. I think the old secret is to dry the grass, you know, the more chance you've got of success. Anything damp, man, you're going to be taking ages. So there we go. I've got a feeling them sticks aren't dry enough, but we live in hope, don't we? We live in hope. There's not much more I can do to that, but look, same as you guys. See what's going on in there, shall we? Oh yeah. Yeah. I think you might have just got away with that. Yeah, charcloth. As you can see, piece of cake. And there was no added extras in that grass, it was just grass. So yeah, really pleased. Well, it's only been about a minute since the last time we saw it, and yeah, once you've got that heat building up underneath all of that, like an upside down fire really, we'll be sorted, not a problem. Right, let's get that water sorted out because I think the Milbank bag's nearly empty. Yep, she's probably got about a quarter of a pint left, not a lot. But we've got loads in there. I think we'll be great. Right, this is fun doing this in the dark. Right, we're going to make a nice big steak for the rabbit. That'll do. Nice bit of oak. So we're going to get the bark off. Get it on the fire for a little bit just to cook off any shit, as you do. Yeah, I think I could have got this sharper. No, that's not too bad. But I think it's not lean enough. I think Scott Wessex Blades is starting a new project of actually making his own glocks, and I think the grinds are a lot more steeper. So for stuff like this, wow, it should eat for it. The grind on this is very abrupt. It's almost 9mm bullet tip. Like I don't think it's lean enough myself. But saying that, this is an amazing tool for battening. It really, really is. Right. Yeah, I think that's not too bad. Yeah, I'll get the mantis on that. As you can probably see in the background, the fire's doing alright, which is cool. Oh yeah. This is a great little blade, Scott. It's just great in the hand. Proper cool. Now I want this quite sharp and quite a steep angle, so I can get the meat on there easy, if you know what I mean. Right, anyone squeamish, you might want to turn off now for a bit, because this ain't pretty doing all this, but got to be done, otherwise Uncle Funky gets hungry. So let's put them out there. Right. So I'll do this in one shot. What do you reckon? Yep. Shot straight through the jaw, which is pretty much taking it away. But there you go. You can't win them all. So let's go through the back door, shall we? Easier to turn it around, I think. Easier to man up about it, that's all. It's still quite warm actually, where it was shot a few hours ago. Right, there we go. Good. Right, it's all this sinewy sort of stuff you need to separate away from the meat. And you gotta be careful, you don't want to get those guts screwed up. No chance. That's it. There we go, nice. Right. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's a big difference. I think I found it easier, strangely enough, when it had come away from the one that was a day or so old. Which is odd, isn't it? There you go. Now, we got a few bits of fur on there, but that's not a problem because that's just going to burn off. This sort of thing is same old thing, innit? The more you do, the easier it's going to be. So don't knock me, I'm just having a go. There's 1,000 ways to skin a rabbit, I think the term is, isn't it? But I'm really trying not to go through them guts. That will just really spoil a lot of shit. That's it. Rip it off caveman style. Yeah, this isn't as big as the one I had last year, but nonetheless, I've got some rice to go with this, and of course I've got the other one, so we're all good. That's it. Bugger off, you flying gits. Right. Oh, this is buggered. There we go. Quite a lot of protein on there, I'm sure you'd agree. It's always a good idea to try and keep yourself clean. I mean, you don't want to be walking around without all the time, especially weather like this. That's when all the insects come out at night time, you know. So we get all that crap off. Well, I know it's a bit of a cheat, but this is one of my preps. It says it run out December last year. So, I'm going to see how we get on. I'm pretty confident we'll be fine. Let's say if you store your stuff correctly, vacuum seal bag, always cut the top open so you're not left with air inside this bag, if that makes sense. Sounds great. Doesn't look too bad. So that is us. Rabbit and savoury chicken rice. But before we crack on, made a new batch of spice. Not sure what I'm going to call it. It's smoky. I'm really into the smoky flavouring at the moment. Chipotle or chipotle, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but I'm loving that stuff. But not too hot, you know. I want to taste the food. I don't want to just completely blow it all away because it's just pointless, really. So give it a good old coating of the super stuff. Because rabbit's all right, but I think it's better once it's been funked up. You know what I mean? So we got loads of this spice stuff, so it doesn't matter if someone goes missing. Yeah, loads on there. I'm liking that. All we've got to do now is just wait. I've just got to skewer, I don't know, 5-6 inches from the flame. Just keep an eye on it, keep turning on it, keep checking the rice. How can you lose? Yeah. Coming along nicely. Right, let's see what she looks like. Oh wow, look at that. I think we're that is tender and white all the way through. Yeah, we've got some good eating going on for sure. Oh yeah, yeah, we're good. That's been resting with the lid on to fluff up. Yeah, nothing stuck. That's a success. But I'm really impressed with this. Yeah, slow, hot smoked, spicy rabbit. Come on, off you come. I think if I'd have soaked the wood maybe, it would have come off easier. But hey ho. Stows me. Oh yeah. This is caveman style. Check it out. Whoa. Right, let's have a good look, just to make sure that I'm happy with it. Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah. There's still a little bit of hair and stuff and whatnot in there. Don't fancy eating that. Oh, in fact, that bit. Not sure if that's cooked enough. Shouldn't be stretching like that, should it? No, that bit's alright. That bit's not. Yep. That is spicy rabbit and rice, boys and girls. Yeah. I'm well chuffed. Despite all of the little setbacks and whatnot, you just keep going and you tend to overcome them, which is really cool. Yeah, I'm going to dig into that. That's cool. There we go. Proof of the pudding and all that. This is the first time I'm going to be eating this. Rice is bottom. Let's find a bit of that bunny. Where's that bunny gone? There we go. Oh, that's actually tender. Pretty cool. Oh, I like that. Oh, that spice is nice. It's a little bit hotter than usual because of the smoked paprika and whatnot I put in there. Flipping out. Seriously. If only you could taste this stuff. I'm going to kick back and join in with the party. Well, I found this old horrible bloody can. I hate the stuff. It's really good toilet cleaner, by the way. What I thought I'd do is I'll make a little reflector lantern thing with a candle. So, oh look at that. Wasn't too hard, was it? Nice. Yeah, it paid to put a nice lean edge on that. Piece of cake. Wow. It's either that or they make bloody Coke cans really bloody cheap these days. cheap. Well, look at that, it even went through the back. I'm wondering actually if that bloody, if this candle will go in there. Oh, you little git, how about that? Ha! Shall I leave the lid on? Nah. Let's have it open, shall we? Why not? I do apologise for that crappy music, if you want to call it music. I think we're cool, look at that, not bad is it? Right, no excuses. Always keep your kit clean, that's so important. And don't forget, you've got antiseptic qualities in moss. So you ain't got to worry. Well, you know what time it is now. I think a couple of beers to unwind because it's just been non-stop. But that music's doing my head in now. Nothing I can do about it, just have to go with the flow. So yeah, well deserved treats. Wow, this is well cool, if you want to try this. It's like the bushcraft show all over again, you know, with that friggin' festival. You gotta laugh, you really do. Well, check this out. From Big Dog Bushcraft. Given to me at the Preppers Meet. First one. Wow. A Series E. Patagas. Now, any of you guys who have smoked Patagas before, you know what this is all about. This is pucker. Wow. Well, I think they're going to be calling it a day soon. What a wanker. It's all karaoke, and I'm sure you'd appreciate. All of it's been crap. I mean, crap. Anyway, it's not good to moan, is it? We're just trying to forget about that there, you know what I mean? I'd like to take this opportunity before I get too pissed. Well, I've only had half a bottle of beer, I'm not going to crack on with the other one, I don't really feel like it. I might have a little swig of Hennessy because you have to with a cigar, it's the law really, so that's going to come up soon. Just to thank all my new subscribers, there's so many new subscribers. Some of them actually going back to my really early videos a couple of years ago and watching all of them, which is really mind-blowing really. I mean, I remember finding a few channels when I started out doing this YouTube stuff, and Scott from West Explodes was one of them. I started right from the beginning, but I just couldn't. He's got 1,000 or so, it's insane, you just can't watch them all. But, you know, it's really nice to know that, you know, people are interested really. I'll tell you what though, the overwhelming sense of accomplishment doing this is brilliant, you know, and I'm no expert or whatever, but you know, if I can do it, you can do it really. I think it's been a major plus with the weather being what it is, because I really wanted to get this set up before the forecast rains were about to hit us. been forecast all week, and then like literally on the day it just changed. I think Essex up to Newcastle getting bits and pieces throughout the day and maybe tonight. So I'm not sure if the Bazza boys. Bazza boys, I've only got to say it and look what happens. Bloody fireworks come out. There you go, Paul. Spot on, mate. Yeah, that is mint. Cheers, Rick. It's going down a storm, mate, and this is definitely a 1 hour smoke, which is what you want in a nice place like this. I can't go over this. I've never known an overnight like this ever. What can I say? Thank you all my fans, you're all fantastic, I love you all. Sorry, it's hard to keep composing. I don't know whether to cut this out or leave it in. I think I'll leave it in. Yeah, my subscribers. Personally, from the bottom of my heart, I don't think any of you will appreciate what this really means to me, you guys. It's everything. It really, really is. Because without you guys and your help and your support and guidance and kind gifts as well, it's amazing. I never expected stuff like this. It's just growing and growing and growing, and the prepper meet I think is definitely going to happen this year. It's going to be September. We've got a date in mind. We're not going to release in public yet because we've still got to check things through with Roach and the farm owners. Once that's confirmed, then there will be videos. So bear with us, guys. I know a few of you have been asking about the meet, and you want to find out when it is. You can book time off, etc. But just bear with us for a little while longer, and Roach and I are going to announce when it's going to be, where it's going to be, etc. So yeah, I just like the weather holds out. If it's like this, wow, it's going to be awesome, as you guys say. Yeah, I want to crack on with this smoke and listen to the fireworks. You can't beat this shit. You really can't. What's the man to do, right? Yeah, this is classic funky. Mad. It reminds me of Christmas. White Roach? That's the storm, that stuff. Oh wow, it's so beautiful. That's the smoothest cognac I've ever had in my life. Hennessy XO, man. It's expensive for sure. Man. Okay now. Good job I don't get flashbacks, innit? Might be underneath this, taking cover. Incoming! Oh, I felt that. It's weird really, because I was expecting really heavy torrential rain and massive electrical storms. What I was planning to do is to, as soon as you can hear the thunder, I was going to just whiz down to the truck and get to a good viewpoint to just film all of the lightning. Because some of it last night was amazing. What they put on the TV and online is incredible. Ooh yeah. That's the bomb, G. You know what I'm saying? That's the bomb. Oh, there's so many people to thank. Horrendous. I don't know how many subscribers there are now. No, it's over 13,000 something. It's just insane. Can't think about the numbers. Just can't. Just too much. The knife makers, you gotta love them. Dale, Dirty Room Knives. Hello mate, you alright? Andy from Doberman Knives. He likes a few bangs, you know what I mean? Oh, look at that. Ta! Crikey. Scott Wessex blades. Been using the Glock and the Mantis and the sheath. It's been working a treat. I wanted to just take one blade set, if that makes sense, with me, nothing else, no EDC blade, no neck knives, nothing else, just the Glock and the Mantis, that's it. And as you can see, it's done everything I need. Skin the rabbits with a little Mantis, not a problem, which is great. Yeah, I really do enjoy these solo camps. You know, social events, whether it be 2, 3, 4, 5, 150 people, they're great. But what tends to happen, personally, from my viewpoint, is there's lots of talking, which is good because you can learn little bits and pieces. But I find personally I learn a lot more on my own, finding my way, if that makes any sense. I really enjoy doing this. I'd love to do more solo camps if I can. I mean, the idea was, as I said earlier on, was to just try and do 12 a year, one a month. But this is the second one, and we're like middle of July now. It's just nuts. So I hope to do some more, maybe sometime this year. There's a cool event coming up soon with me, Scott, Sandy, Duncan, and Lee. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That is going to be something else. Yeah, something else for sure. Come on, bugger off, you flying thing, Christ. So, if any of you are subscribed to Jeff in the States, Cutlery Lover, the one with shed loads of subs, Super Jeff, he done a video recently with Sir Bruce and Gavco, and I forget the other guy, I'm sorry, I forgot the other guy's name. But they just done a video around Bruce's house, and it's just really relaxed, 20-minute video, just shooting the breeze. And oh, I loved it, man. You can just, you know, see they're down to earth guys, and they're no bullshit, and they know this stuff, and they all really get along together, which is great. And I'm hoping that us 4 or 5 can emulate something like that, but a UK version. So that's going to be a cool video. I really hope that works out. There's a chili festival going on the same weekend, so we're going to get some footage of that with a bit of luck. I can't really say too much, but it's to do with knives, and that's all I'm going to say about that. So keep your eyes peeled for that within the next month. That's going to be a cool video to watch out for. These aren't bad for your health because you don't inhale it, Andy. So for those you concerned about my outdoor lifestyle, shall we say, about all the booze, cigars, and all the bloody bacon and God knows what else. I don't do that all the time. In fact, it's far from what I'm used to, really. I just look after my my body and what I eat. Most of it's organic. Most of it's healthy. And I only indulge just once in a blue moon, like when I'm outdoors, which isn't very often. I really enjoy being outdoors, and to me it's a privilege to find time. You know, my wife puts up with me going out, and you know, I love it a bit. Alright, darling, I know she watches my videos. So yeah, really got to thank my wife, Mrs. Funky. Yeah. I mean, I don't know many women would let their husbands just out once a month, sometimes 2 nights at a time. So you really got to make the most of it. So when I do make the most of it, I just live up a bit, you know. So, you know, shoot me if you want, but hey, I think I earn it, you know what I mean. Anyway, I don't want to waffle on. I've got a piece of paper here, and I wrote down quite a few names on there for shout outs that I wanted to do. This is probably about 3 months ago I wrote this, and I only found it when I was preparing to bring all the kit along for this weekend's overnighter. So I'm going to read out the names of some cool channels and some cool people, because I always forget, you know. So this time I'm not going to. So right, I don't want that going out, so let's be quick. Snips AJC. I think it's called Military and Survival now. Alright buddy, hope you're doing well, and thanks for watching the videos. We've got to meet up one day, and I know you're going to be moving down south one of these days, so we're going to have to do an overnight, buddy, yeah? Just pen it in your diary when you get some time, and we'll definitely do that. It's going to be wicked. It's going to be wicked, for sure. Right, what else we got in here? F.E. Powelson, Les. Oh, mate. It's hard to sort of look at the light and then look at this because everything goes blank. Let's see if I can move it over there. Trying to focus. I can't bloody read it now because I've bloody lost my night vision. Nicholas, LVI Bushcraft and Survival. Man, this guy, you got to check him out. He does quite a few videos, but he doesn't get many views because he's not big on, you know, all of the comments and this, that, and the other. But you know, via a PM interaction, awesome guy, awesome guy. And when I'm over the States one day, because I will get my ass out there. My wife just doesn't want to go to America because she thinks it's all about guns and violence and all that shit. Well, I've been before for a month in California, man, and man, I saw nothing but love. Beautiful people, beautiful food, beautiful climate, beautiful country from the little bit I saw. So I'd love to get out there one day and just personally meet up with some special guys in America. So yeah, I will do that one day. I will do that. Oh God, I can't bloody see this. SRS Power. Hi mate. I can't look at you guys while I read this because every time I do, the bright LED, every time I look at the page with the writing, it's just a white dot and I can't bloody read anything. So I'm going to try and struggle on. I'm sorry for not giving eye contact to you when I'm mentioning these names. Kenny Gods SF Morris. Lars Bushcraft. Paul McGowan. Forest Prepper. Oh God, I can't read that. AFK Prepper. I can't bloody read it. What's it say? Benef Bad. Mark Parker. Natural Lever. Tito. Oh man, he does some wicked stuff. The Mr. DJ Nice. Ken Cram. Oh, so many times I've been wanting to say that name on here, and I always bloody forget. Ken, sorry I can't look at the screen because, as I say, the light is just blinding me and I can barely read what I've got on here. Absolutely love Ken's videos. He just comes across as a really, really nice person. Does some amazing videos. His videography is just superb. Absolutely top draw. Can't fault it. It's just brilliant. So if any of you guys love the old ways, nature, natural stuff, just general being outdoors with wildlife, etc., you got to see Ken Cram, or Kenneth Cram, I think his channel is. And oh mate, Rob's Bushcraft. Was it Anders Balk it used to be? I'm sure it did. Oh mate, I'd love for me and Scott to come and meet you one day. Freaking hell mate, that'd be some video. Every time I think of Rob's Bushcraft, I want to play some ABBA. Pucker. And at the bottom of the list, I always save the best till last, and I absolutely love watching these videos from this channel, and it's Alfie Aesthetics. What can I say about Alfie Aesthetics? Mate, he deserves a lot more subs. That's it, I don't have to read the paper now. He deserves a lot more subs than what he's got. And for me, the guy is jam-packed full of knowledge. His carefree attitude, man, is just awesome. Absolutely wicked. So check out Alfie Aesthetics if you haven't subscribed to him already. And some of you guys who know this person, you know what I'm talking about, yeah? He's got some good stuff. And oh yeah, name that's not on the list, it just popped into my head. Tactical. Until the next time we meet. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, if any of you guys are really interested in fast motorbikes, big choppers, tomahawks, tactical martial arts, it's all in there. He's just an all-round funny guy, and yeah, baby, he always makes me laugh. Always makes me laugh. Yeah, he's got some bad language, so little kids might not want to see it, but I'll tell you what, if ever you're feeling down, check out Tactical, the Tactical Show. That is totally pucker. Right, it's all quieting down now. It's gone lovely, and I'm using the red light because that's what I'm used to. I want to use the white stuff for filming because some of you know, or may have known since the prepper meet, I just hate bright lights when I'm out in the woods. At least with the red light, you sort of protect a fair bit of your night vision. But there's one guy I've got to mention, a recent acquaintance, Chris Lee. Now, I'm not going to mention too much more about this guy, but all I can say for now is watch this space. You guys, wow. Just wait, you'll see. This is wicked. This is what I like, you know, when it all quietens down. It's 1:45 in the morning. The cigar's about to go out. It's getting right near the end there, it's starting to get hot. Honestly, I could rattle off names all night long, but you know, Sandy from Jackal Knives, obviously, Lee, LB Custom Knives, Duncan, forget your name, channel name, Woodland Blades or something. Anyway, sorry. Mint is a good word to describe this shit, it really is. So, I think that's it for now. The temperature's dropping, the skies are cleared and there's actually stars visible. It's a shame you guys can't see it really. But I'm going to get the wool blanket out just to throw over my top because I've only just got one t-shirty layer. And what I don't want to do is wake up, you know, in a couple of hours time actually cold. So, I'm just going to put like one layer of that over and you know, just get myself comfortable. And yeah, as Ice Cube said in one of his tracks, today was a good day.